In recent weeks, the current administration led by Bola Ahmed Tinubu has demonstrated proactive leadership, offering a refreshing departure from the long-standing issue of unfulfilled promises that has plagued our country for decades. This renewed approach has garnered positive attention from investors who are optimistic about President Tinubu's potential to enact reforms that can effectively address the physical challenges and enhance the overall strength of Africa's largest economy. President Bola Tinubu's decisive actions arrive at the crucial juncture in Nigeria's macroeconomic landscape, marking one of the most pivotal periods since its independence. In light of this noteworthy development, the president has called for a reduction in interest rates to increase investment and consumer purchasing in order to sustain the economy at a higher level. To do some analysis of the economic reform of the Tinubu-led administration, I am now being joined via phone by an investment and financial analyst, Mokhtar Mohammed. Good morning, Mr. Mohammed. Thanks for joining us on the program today.
My pleasure. Good morning.
So, since the president assumed office, we've been seeing suspension and then appointment. But the one that actually concerns us is the appointment of a special advisor on monetary policy, the first of its kind in the history of our dear country. How does this come to you, and what signal is this sending to investors?
Thank you. The good thing about it is that we are seeing social advisor monetary policy come, and we are seeing it is in a private, public sector, somebody in Wale. So definitely it's sending a lot of confidence before the monetary policy decision were just made only by the CBN. But again, we must trade cautiously because the monetary policy is always an independent decision by the Central Bank of Nigeria. I think maybe Wale will just be there to advise the president on ways to, when this policy comes, ways that it could reduce the suffering of Nigerians or ways that it can help, help businesses. Because, what we have said over the years is because the monetary policy and the physical side have never been a synergy. So what we'll begin to see when the monetary policy comes up with the decision, the physical side will have somebody to study it and say, look, with this decision, these are the policy that we need to do to continue to drive the economy in a positive way. For me, that is, it shows a man that knows governance and is ready to work for the betterment of Nigerians.
I love what you made mention of. You made mention of that synergy between the physical and then the monetary policy. Before now, there's been a variance between the fiscal policy and also the monetary policy. Now, with the statement made by the president during his inauguration as the 7th democratically elected president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, he did make mention of the fact that it's going to reduce interest rate because it is having a negative impact on businesses and the country's investment climate. And that has sent a signal to the central bank, and we've seen some of the development that has been happening within the monetary policy ecosystem. How do you react to this, and do you see all of these policies or reform being sustainable on the long term?
Well, I need to, like I said, I still say it's kind of caution. Yeah. The monetary, like we said, the physical, you cannot reduce interest rate. It's not in the perspective of the president to reduce interest rates. So let's get that there. Is the monetary policy committee is a committee that is set up by the by the Central Bank of Nigeria, headed by the Central Bank governor with some of the deputy governors there. We also have independent members from the public, from the private sector, and a representative of the Ministry of Finance who is supposed to represent the Minister of Finance, and in turn we are saying that representing the federal government on that board. Unless the federal government will now say, okay, the special advisor to the president of monetary policy will not be on the board of the CBN. That is another discussion for another day, if that is what the president is thinking about. But ordinarily, the monetary policy make the decision. It's not in the president to say, okay, we are bringing down rate. No. What you need to do as a president is to create the environment. Rate comes down based on physical policies. If your physical policies are great, the CBN will not increase rate. Like one, if you are able to tackle inflation, if you are able to build infrastructure, if you are able to create employment, if you are able to bring the cost of goods and services down because of your policies, then CBN will not have any reason to hike rate. So when you say you are going to bring down the multi-policy, what we need to get clear is that the president is saying that I'm going to enact policies that will help bring down the interest rate. The president in himself cannot say, no CBN, you cannot increase the rate. Because, no. The CBN works with data that are independently driven. And somebody the data was gotten from Nigerian Bureau of Statistics.
Hello, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, so I actually like that submission, but then again, you will agree with me that Nigeria is a dollarized economy. Now, with the latest development of a single exchange rate for the country, what are the pros and cons in terms of its economic implication to the country?
The good news is that the unification of the currency is going to be good news for the country in the medium to long term. In the short term now, we could see some little hike and we could see some challenges. But just yesterday, for the first time in over a year, we can see that the exchange rate between the physical and the parallel and the official rate were converging. At the point, the parallel was even selling lower than the official rate. So definitely we are moving towards that. Unification of the exchange rate is good, especially you say we are a dollarized economy. I don't like using that word that we are a dollarized economy. I think we are an economy that import most of what we eat. So most of the things that we consume are imported. So I've always made this assertion, maybe in your program, I've said that the CBN were not addressing the root cause of Nigerian problem. The root cause that was when inflation was the FX policies. But the CBN, led by the suspended governor of government, they refused to address the FX policy. And now we are seeing that policy of FX being addressed. In the long run, you will see that inflation will definitely come down, because now most of the manufacturers companies were getting FX at 780, 760, 770. So data rate has converted at 756, and we still expect that there will be a conversion, especially with the intervention of CBN. So we will begin to attract foreign investors, because foreign investors didn't want multiple exchange rates. Because they come in, you must come into the import-export window, you come in at the fixed rate, government control rate, and then there you are in the parallel market, you're having another different rate. And when you want to repatriate your money back, sometimes you cannot access the E&E window, so you have to go to the parallel market, and then you lose a lot of money in terms of profit that you think you have made. So this policy will attract foreign investors, whether foreign direct investor, foreign portfolio investor. It will create confidence of the international community. Remember that it's a policy that has been advocated by IMF and World Bank for the past 20-something years. And this is the first time we have a president that has the political might to implement that policy, both the fuel subsidy removal policy and the unification of the exchange rate. But now, people think unification of the exchange rate means that our naira will just continue to float and leave it. No. It will float, but then CBN is mandated to intervene to intervene, especially in putting more liquidity in the system. When they think the exchange rate is higher than what it should be, they will intervene with liquidity in the system to stabilize the rate. But it won't be like before that they have to intervene, making it fixed. But this time the intervention will be driven by liquidity, and then market forces of demand and supply will play and bring down the rate.